I could get 820 TOEIC score through my endeavor, and I guess with the technique and skill that I've had from that teacher. But surprisingly and unpleasantly, I found that once after certain amount of time passed, my English proficiency level goes down. That is when I realize in my mind, at the bottom of my mind, the English technique that teacher taught me is not sustainable. And going back to the time when I first met some English. The biggest, the litmus testing paper. What I mean by that was the biggest. Let me rephrase it like this way. Let me put it this way. When I finally decided to take Sung English course, in my mind, remind me of that my English learning experience with that teacher. Let's call him a Mr. O, because I don't wanna bring his real last name. So because I know myself that after many, like at least more than 10 at least, after testing more than 10 ways of practicing or getting English skill, none of those skills works forever, and sustainably. So I decided to enroll Jaesung Yoon English tutorial, English learning tutorial. Because everything that I did didn't work out. And the very tilting point that I could make a decision was when I saw the presentation that has been done by one of students that took Yoon Jae-sung English. Her name, I forgot her name right at the moment. So that presentation was very fascinating to me. The way she talks exactly same as she talks exactly the way how native English speaker does. The way she talks, her sound at that time to me sounds different. Different as the usual Koreans. It's different from what usual Korean speak English. You know when you when you listen to what normal, in this context, you could say when you listen to what Korean speaks English, you in your inner mind you hear you think, they speak English, but it's not very satisfying to listen. Feels like something missing. That's the point that Mr. Yoon. And then, anyway, so back to the presentation that she made. Her talk is naturally, and it's different from what normal Korean does. So it was very interesting to listen, and I also at the same time very was motivated to know what that institution was to teach her English. yeah, that is how I began enrolling in Jason English. And then let me go back to really quick to the normal Korean issue. So when you listen to what Korean speaks their English, except the Korean that was born in America, or except for those who moved to the United States in the early period of their elementary school, any Korean, when they speak English, it's not same as the way that native English speaker does. Yes. I have a lot to share with you about my journey with regards to English and my life. But today I'm going to wrap my presentation or video right at this moment.